Hey guys, without a doubt you guys have heard that Kazuki Takahashi, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh!, has passed away today. It's a very sad day. The man, the myth, the legend passed. And, I mean, he made literally one of the things that we grew up with, a lot of us. We grew up watching Yu-Gi-Oh!, we grew up playing it. But instead of just mourning his death day, I think we should do a celebration of his life. In my family, we always when a family member passed, we would always celebrate their life and be able to remember the things and tell the things that we did with them, and also what made us happy and all the wonderful times that we had. So I think it'd be nice if we could all just today remember the wonderful times that Kazuki Takahashi had allowed us to have with this wonderful card game. And it's not just the card game, it's the community that he created behind it also. That's one of the most important things. I want to give my condolences to his family and his friends. I know it's a very hard day, but hopefully by the community telling them all the wonderful times that we've had with his legacy and with his wonderful creation, hopefully it'll give them a little bit of joy. So when I was a kid, I was about 4 years old. I was born in 1999. I'm 23 at the moment. I remember going to a Walmart. I kind of remember it. And on Saturday mornings, I would watch reruns of the original air of Yu-Gi-Oh! At that time. And I was really young, and I remember my parents saying, like, you shouldn't be watching that, it's demonic and stuff like that. But, I mean, it was still just cool seeing, like, Yugi, something Dark Magician beating everybody. And then you would see, like, Joey with Flame Swordsman, and I remember all those wonderful times. But I went to the store with my mom at Walmart, and I saw a pack, and I remember, I believe it was Legacy of Darkness at that time. And I picked up 1 or 2 packs, opened them up, and I just had such great joy in opening it. I even still have my original binders that I had when I was a kid from Yu-Gi-Oh! I had the Joey binder and the Yugi binder. As I grew older, I remember vividly watching Yu-Gi-Oh! GX on, I believe it was WB Kids or 4Kids at the time. I'm a little bit iffy on the memory of that. It happened so long ago, but I just remember all the wonderful times watching Jaden summon out the heroes. I remember him summoning like Clayman and Sparkman, and when he summoned Flame Wingman, that was awesome. I also remember all the Sidras and stuff like that. Those were like crazy times when I was a kid. It just sparked so much of my imagination. I would be like drawing all day of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Characters and Yu-Gi-Oh! Monsters and stuff like that, and I vividly remember that. As I got older though, I kind of fell away from Yu-Gi-Oh! I moved more into Pokemon at that time because of course like everybody was playing Pokemon at my elementary school. So I kind of had to give up that Yu-Gi-Oh! Time that I had spent, and I moved more into Pokemon. Flash forward to the year 2020, the COVID lockdowns had happened. So what had happened was with the COVID lockdowns, I hadn't been able to see my friends, I hadn't been able to see like family for about 3 or 4 months. I live, don't dox me, in Florida, so our restrictions lightened up a little bit earlier than most people, and I started hanging out with my friends again, and my one friend, Nikolai, convinced me to go with him to Walmart because he wanted to pick up Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure decks that just recently came out, and I was really surprised because at that time we were both like 21. And he's like, and I'm like, you still play Yu-Gi-Oh? He said, yeah, I play Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm like, wow, that brings back memories. I'm like, I really don't want to spend money. He's like, come on, man, all you gotta do is like shell out $30. And if you shell out the $30, you'll have a pretty decent deck, and I swear it'll be fun. And at that point, I relented, and I'm like, fine, I'll put out the $30. We went to the Walmart with my buddy Nico, and my buddy Zach. And we went there, and we were looking at the Walmart shelves because they had recently been restocked with Yu-Gi-Oh! On the shelf, my friend Zach said, okay, I'm going to pick up the Mechanized Madness structure deck. And so he picked up 3 of those. Nikolai picked up 3 of the Dino Smashers for like the reprint 1 box with UCT in it. He picked up 3 of those. And then I was looking through the shelves. There was only those really 2 structure decks, and I didn't want to get the same thing as them, and I was really lucky, so I found a purple box on the shelf. And I'm like, what the heck is a Shadow Showdown? And we called up our friend Arthur, and it's like, hey Arthur, are Shadows good? And he's like, yeah, they're pretty good. And I'm like, is it easy to play? Because I don't know how to play this game. He's like, no. He's like, you'll figure it out though. So I picked up 3 of the Shadow structure decks, and we went back to my buddy's place. We opened them all up. We pulled up a Team Samurai video on how to build these decks. I put my 3 Shadow decks together, and within about 15 minutes of trying to learn the game and play it, I beat all my friends playing Shadows, even though I had like no idea what I was doing. It was really confusing when I started off on understanding that discarding as cost for super polymerization is not a card effect and doesn't trigger Shadows. And stuff like that. All these like little rulings that I wouldn't have known at that time. But by going with that sort of deck at that time, it really helped me get a good game sense and really grew me within the game and got me kind of addicted to it. Over the course of the next few months, I started playing more and more. My Shadow deck expanded. I went into getting ninjas, and then I went into getting the Sacred Beast structure deck when that came out. Grabbed some other decks. I remember when the Phantom Knights like structure, the Phantom Knights in like Phantom Rage came out. I picked up that whole thing with the Legendary Heroes box because I found some of those at Walmart, and slowly I grew my Yu-Gi-Oh collection, grew in love with the game, and just had an amazing time with my friends. I'd say that was one of the greatest things that Yu-Gi-Oh meant to me. It was a way for me to spend quality time with my friends, meet new people, and have a wonderful time with the community, and being able just to enjoy a common interest in the game. And I think that's one of the most important things with this whole situation. We just have to remember that even though the passing of Kazuki Takahashi has happened, we should celebrate his life and the joy that he's brought to others. I just wanted to let you guys know that. Hopefully you guys can post something in the comments. I'd love to hear your Yu-Gi-Oh stories. I mean, for me, this has just expanded to be a large part of my life. Every Saturday I'm going to locals and judging. I'm always playing with my friends during the weekdays. We're testing out new decks, playing EDO online, sometimes playing Master Duels. A lot of my life revolves around Yu-Gi-Oh, as you can see. I even have the YouTube channel now for that Rescue Fat, and it hits kind of deep, the fact that he has passed, but it's also good to know that his legacy will never be forgotten. So I just wanted to give my condolences to the legend Kazuki Takahashi, and I wanted to say thank you for all that you've done for me, my friends, and the community. It has meant a lot, and you have brought us all wonderful times and wonderful memories. I hope you all who are watching have had the same experiences, whether you're an old player or you're someone just getting into the game, and hopefully this card game and Kazuki Takahashi will allow you to have wonderful memories also. Until next time.